Today, the top prize in international soccer is locked inside heavily fortified vaults, insured for over $20 million, and handled only by champions. It is the ultimate prize for a spectacle that commands the attention of 5 billion people, more than half the human population. But the globe they lift today is a replacement. In 1983, the original winged trophy was stolen from Brazil, vanishing without a trace. Which brings up a question: what precious metal did the thieves melt it down for? The destruction of that first trophy reflects a precarious early era. Before the multi-billion-dollar sponsorship deals, the World Cup was an unproven experiment that frequently teetered on the edge of failure. When the very first tournament kicked off in South America in 1930, the logistics were a nightmare. Only 13 teams agreed to show up to play. Commercial air travel barely existed. The 4 European teams that did participate had to spend weeks crossing the Atlantic Ocean by boat just to reach the field. The competition was so disorganized and experimental that the United States team managed to fight its way all the way to the semifinals. Let me know in the comments if you can name the South American country that hosted this messy inaugural event. But as this new competition gained traction, the outbreak of World War II forced an immediate, total cancellation of the 1942 and 1946 games. To reach its modern scale, the game had to survive a decade of global conflict that threatened to end international sport entirely. The tournament returned in 1950, but it was the 1954 games in Switzerland that introduced the technology that would permanently alter the sport: live television broadcasting. By the way, while we're talking about global broadcasts, drop a comment with the city you're watching this video from. Early television created an immediate visual problem. Broadcasters were transmitting grainy, black and white signals, making it nearly impossible for viewers to track traditional solid brown leather soccer balls against a dark grass field. To fix this, designers engineered a high-contrast solution for the 1970 games. They stitched together 32 alternating black and white panels, creating a geometric pattern that jumped off a monochrome screen. Does anyone know the name of this famous ball design? I'll give you a hint. It's short for television star. That simple design tweak allowed fans across the globe to finally follow the action, turning a localized athletic event into a consumable television product. But as television audiences swelled into the hundreds of millions, nationalistic stakes skyrocketed. Players knew their entire country was watching, and the on-field aggression matched that pressure. During a 1962 group stage match, the tension boiled over. A scheduled game between host nation Chile and Italy devolved into a literal fistfight, with multiple players ejected and police stepping onto the grass to break up the brawls. 2 decades later, the brute violence of the 60s evolved into cunning deception. During the 1986 quarterfinal against England, Argentina's Diego Maradona capitalized on the limits of human officiating. Leaping into the air near the English goalkeeper, Maradona threw his fist directly into the ball, punching it into the net. The officials, caught out of position, counted it as a legitimate goal. Do you remember what body part Maradona famously claimed scored that point? He called it the hand of God. These incidents exposed a critical flaw in the system. Human referees, sprinting across the grass, were completely overwhelmed by the blinding speed of the modern game and the intense scrutiny of 1 billion viewers. The same cameras that brought in millions of viewers also exposed every missed call in high definition, pushing the tournament toward a massive credibility crisis. Facing the genuine threat of losing audience trust, organizers realized they could no longer rely solely on eyes on the field. They had to implement strict, hyper-accurate digital surveillance. This meant the introduction of video assistant referees. By wiring stadiums with 4K cameras and embedding data tracking sensors in the ball itself, the organization attempted to minimize the impact of human error. This chart shows the long-term result of that stability. Once the credibility crisis was addressed, the tournament scaled up drastically, shifting from a small invitational of 13 teams in 1930 into a massive global enterprise featuring 32 nations, and the expansion continues. For the 2026 games, the structure pushes out again, accommodating 48 teams and spreading the matches across the entirety of North America. Quick trivia: Canada and the United States are 2 of the hosts for 2026. Who is the third? High-definition technology and structural expansion finally tamed the chaotic spirit of the early matches. The volatile, unpredictable athletic contest was actively engineered into a highly regulated corporate spectacle. It is a long journey from a stolen piece of gold and teams crossing the ocean on boats to a hyper-surveilled billion-dollar technological phenomenon. Yet the modern World Cup retains a singular power. It remains the only cultural event on Earth capable of synchronizing the attention of half the human race to a single screen at the exact same moment. The tournament's trajectory, from a 13-team boat trip to a 48-nation digital event, reflects the broader shift in how we manage and consume global spectacles. To make sure your friends are ready for the 2026 Games, share this video with them right now. Hit that subscribe button and click the link on screen to uncover the dark, hidden history behind the Olympic Games.